My name is Lacey Larson, and I've been doing 4-H for a little over 9 years, and I am here to teach you how to prepare for the fair, how to become a better showman, and I hope this helps. First thing you want to do when preparing for the fair is train your lamb. So the first thing to do is to get your lamb halter broke. So you want to start almost as soon as you get the lamb, because you don't want to be walking up to a weigh-in and you have to drag your sheep up to the scale. That's no fun. So you just start, you get your halter, you catch your sheep, and just tie it up for about 30 minutes every other day. And you can be out there with it and just let it stand there, let it get used to the halter, and let it respect the halter. Leading is one of the most important things that you can do for your sheep. You do at the fair, you lead your lamb around, and so it's fundamental to being successful. To start leading, you are going to want to use the pull and release method. They use this method with horses, sheep, steers, pretty much basically any animal. You're going to want to start pulling, and as soon as they start walking, release. Pull, release. As soon as they start walking, this is going to teach them that the tension will release off of them. After they start walking, it'll teach them to walk, and pretty soon they'll be able to walk. You'll be able to walk with them right by your side, and they'll have no problem leading. Shearing your sheep is also another very important thing to the fair. You actually are not supposed to show if you do not have a sheared sheep. So the optimal time to shear your sheep is 1 to 3 days before the show. You can do it a little bit before that, but do not shear your sheep any more than a week before, because then the wool will be long and it just the judge will not be able to handle your sheep correctly, and it's just better if you do it closer to the fair. So when you go in the ring, the judge will be there. You never want to be in between the judge and your lamb. You always want to show off your lamb and have the lamb in front of you so the judge can see it well. So when you go in the ring at first, you want to have your eye on the judge at all times. The first impression is always most important, so even before you go in the ring, you want to be looking at the judge about 3 sheep before you go in. So after you get your sheep halter broke, you're going to want to start leading you can use the halter at first and then transition to not the halter, but you're going to want to stand behind the shoulder blade, and at first they're not going to want to go, they're going to want to just stand there, and just going to want to stand there and be stubborn. So you're going to just start, you can tap them on their side. See, he doesn't want to go. There you go. You release the pressure off their mouth and let them go forward. You can practice turning and just leading them. See, sometimes you need to do that to make them go. But if your sheep ever gets away from you, you want to stay calm. The ring help will be in there to help you and catch the lamb, so you don't need to be worrying about running all over catching it. And if someone else's lamb gets away and it's not yours, don't try to catch it, because lots of times kids will try to catch it and they'll let go of their own sheep, and then that's just a mess. So just let the ring help deal with that, and it'll turn out fine. It might seem like you have no chance after you've lost your sheep, but just keep on showing to the best of your ability. I promise the judge will recognize that you're working hard, and yeah. When you're setting your sheep up, you're going to be wanting to stand in the middle of the sheep's back, and you're only going to want to set as many feet as you need to. For example, this sheep, if I pull him forward just a little bit, he only needs this back foot, this back one, most towards me to be set. So that eliminates some time. And then this front one, pick it up, set it, and then you're ready to start bracing. When you brace, you want to go in like a ninja and come out like a ninja. Okay. You want bracing to be smooth and effortless. So you go in, place this foot slightly in front, line up with the middle of your sheep, and start pushing gently. You never pull your sheep into you, you let the sheep push back on you. As you're bracing, you need to be practicing this for about, you just need to be solid bracing for about 20 minutes, about every other day leading up to the show, so then the sheep will be able to brace in the show ring. Just like people, they need to be conditioned. They don't have all the natural, just the natural ability to brace for 20 minutes in the show ring. Okay. Stance is one of the most important things when you're showing. The judge will recognize that you are in the right stance and will recognize that you are doing it correctly. Just like everything, there's a right way and there's a wrong way to do everything. So when you're standing, you're going to want to set the feet square, so back feet and the front feet. Then you're going to want to put this foot out in front. You don't want it to be covering the shoulder, just out in front, about like this. You want the middle of you to be pretty much lined up with the middle of the sheep. Your back leg will just be back. They'll both be bent, so I'll bend down and just slowly get into the lamb. And then you'll just stand like this. See, this sheep isn't quite used to being braced yet, so he likes to move around, but by the time that we get to the show, he'll be ready to be braced and won't move, and that's really important. Just remember, how well your sheep does at the show is a reflection of how much work you've put into it, and yeah. As I've said before, you never want to become in front of your sheep and the judge. So if the judge is on this side of me, I don't want to become in front, so I'm going to be bracing on this side. If the judge moves to the other side, I'm going to adjust my feet and show the other side. The judge will most of the time walk around and look, will want, do I need to start over?
No, you're good.
Okay, the judge will walk around the front and will be wanting to see the front of your lamb. So to do that, you put one hand on this side of the jaw, the other hand on the other side of the jaw. Support the ears with your wrist and stand about in the middle of the sheep's torso, and you'll be bent over at the back, not bent at the knees, over at the back. Try to have a straight back, not all curved over. And you'll be lifting the head up, making sure it looks good. And of course, you'll switch sides when the judge comes around. Then I'll show this side. When the judge is on that side, I'll be like this. If the judge is on this side, I'll come back around, move smoothly and slowly, and show the sides of the sheep. When walking your sheep, as I said before, you always want to stand behind the shoulder blade of the sheep. You can see the shoulder blade here, stand right here. To get them to go in the ring, you never want to hit or slap. You always just want to do a nice side tap. And they will usually, or put a little pressure on the back of their head, and they will usually start going. And just walk slowly. Go at your own pace, don't go at the sheep's pace. Just walk slowly, and then you can always turn around. Remember, you never want to get in between you and the judge, so you always turn the lamb into you, and then just slowly side tap, put pressure on the back of the head. The sheep isn't quite trained to walk yet, but as you can see, it's still just side tap, and they'll go forward slowly but surely. Fitting begins about 60 days before the fair. This is when you start preparing the leg wool. Leg wool has become really big in past years, and it's really important to make your lamb look good. It shows that you have responsibility and can take care of a lamb. So there's many products that you can use. I personally use Double Dip to spray on the sheep's leg wool. It stops it from falling out and helps it grow, helps the shag look good, and it just, yeah. At the fair, you want your sheep to be clean. You need to make sure that the lamb looks as white as you can get it. You can do this with, there's many products. You can go to IFA, Cal Ranch, Tractor Supply, and there's many soaps that you can use to make it look clean, but you need to make sure that they are clean. If they are not clean, the judge will know that you do not care about how your sheep looks. It shows irresponsibility, and it just shows that you're not there to win.